What does SKP stands for?
Oh, actually, we didn't start out as SKP too.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
so
Really?
it was initially called Selkim Polythene, who is our founder's name. Yeah, and then as it evolved, right, then all my uncles was like, can we like shorten it to an acronym so that it's easier to remember? So they just shortened it to SKP.
What was the name again?
Selkim Polythene. So polythene is like the plastic resin. They call it polythene.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Selkim
is my uncle's name, the founder.
Oh.
Yeah. And then of course, like back then when they were like in their 20s, right, they were just like trying to build a business. So they thought, SKP actually also can stand for their aspiration. It's like Singapore King of Packaging, Singapore King of Partyware.
Okay.
I mean, when the five brothers were starting the business lah, so
what they were
then
thinking.
SKP lor. So today it's SKP.
How are
That's
we
so
looking?
cute,
How are we looking? How are
Can
we
we
looking?
have a selfie of this?
Can, how?
So random.
Like, one. Wait
Oh,
ah.
like that?
Yeah.
Was it from in front of me?
不用紧的。
Now that we are all a bit settled, maybe for the people watching this video, they might be wondering, like what you said, who are these people on the screen right now? And who are these people that we invited on the show? So this is actually called the Best Late Night Talk Show. So we invited you all here because you all are three of the best at something. So today, before we tell them what you all are here for and the best something, maybe you all can introduce yourself first. Let's start from you.
I'm Rin, and I'm from SKP. So SKP is my family business, and we are your one-stop provider of packaging and partyware.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, my name is Jamie, and I'm good at sleeping on my job. Yeah, because you know we are all about getting good products, furniture, bedding, and home furnishings. I'm from Scantique. It's also my parents' business. They were founders, and I'm the second generation. It's a family business. Yeah.
Okay, we are noticing a trend here already.
Yeah.
So when you have sleeping on the job, I drink on the job. I'm from One Industries. We own the brand Perry Ocean. We are a manufacturer. We bottle beverages in PET bottles, mainly mineral water.
I just want to say that when we were preparing for this, we all thought the pronunciation of your brand was Pure. And then when you introduce yourself, you're like Perry. Then I was like, oh my gosh, so we have all been getting it wrong.
I didn't know it was Perry also.
Right.
I thought it's just ocean.
We started off from Ocean back in the 80s, but over time, you know, we wanted to give it a French-sounding sound. That's how Perry came about. Yep.
So why not Pure?
It's also English.
Oh, so the French vibe need to come out a bit more.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
so does Perry mean anything?
It means father.
Oh,
Father Ocean.
So it's Father
Father
Ocean.
Ocean.
Mother
Why-
Earth and
yeah, Mother
Father
Earth and
Ocean.
Father
Yeah.
Ocean.
Oh, is that the wow?
Is that the
why?
story?
Yeah.
Is it Father Ocean?
I mean, I've never heard of Father Ocean.
Perry means father.
Ah, okay.
Oh, so that was what you all were going
But don't
for.
quote me on that. I'm not French.
Oh.
So that's what the marketing company told us.
Okay. But that's interesting. New thing that I learned today about your brand, Perry Ocean. Okay, so on the thing about names and all, I understand that Scantake didn't start out being called Scantake, right?
Yeah, the brand's Hawaii Furnishing. That was what my dad founded it to be. But then things went south a bit, and so he revived the business using Scandinavian design teak furniture. So the best of design ideology. So there's no Italian, American, Scandinavian. So Scandinavian is clean, so easy, and then teak because Southeast Asian wood. So you put together Scantique. Yeah, and so that's where it is now.
Oh, yeah. So,
Interesting, I didn't know that too.
right.
Oh yeah, we find out many things.
I didn't know
Father
it
Ocean.
rebranded.
Yeah, it was a new brand that came out in 1990 something, 1994. Yeah.
Okay,
Learning new things.
yeah.
How about SKP? What does SKP stands for?
Oh, actually, we didn't start out as SKP too.
Oh,
So it was
really?
initially called Selkim Polythene, who is our founder's name. Yeah, and then as it evolved, right, then all my uncles was like, can we like shorten it to an acronym so that it's easier to remember? So they just shortened it to SKP.
What was the
Yeah.
name again?
Selkim Polythene. So polythene is like the plastic resin. They call it polythene.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Xiao Kim
Xiao
is the
Kim
name.
is my uncle's name, the founder.
Oh.
Yeah. And then of course, like back then when they were like in their 20s, right? They were just like trying to build a business. So they thought, SKP actually also can stand for the aspiration. It's like Singapore king of packaging, Singapore king of party wear.
Oh.
I mean, when the five
Okay,
brothers
okay.
were starting the business lah. So
That's what they were
then
thinking.
SKP lor. So today it's SKP.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow, interesting. We learn new things every day. Okay. Okay, so a fun question is, do you know whose company is like oldest?
Wait,
My
yours-
guess is hers.
No, yours is second gen?
Yeah.
Second gen or third gen?
Second, third, thereabouts.
Then third, I guess it's yours.
Yours,
Yeah.
our second gen only.
Yeah, yours is got Akong.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe your family is older. I don't know. Okay, mine's 1986.
Oh.
That's why my assumption is yours.
What's yours?
1978, I think.
Oh wow.
Oh.
74, somewhere that my
Yeah,
dates I haven't go and study already.
1979.
Yeah, so actually the oldest.
Oh,
Yeah.
oldest in brand, not oldest
Yeah,
in
yeah,
person
yeah,
now.
correct. Yeah. So it's like first, second, third in terms of like the company
Some of the youngsters,
founding
okay.
lah. Yeah.
Oh wow, but yours is
Yeah.
third gen.
Yeah, I think we first started off actually trading spare parts because our family roots was from Putian, China. That city focused a lot on motorcycle spare parts, and we started doing that. But over time, I think they saw a market overseas as they are doing export for this big bottled water. Back then, Singapore was still focused on boiling water at offices, but we wanted to introduce bottled water as a more instant way and to up the efficiency. And then through that, we gradually shifted. That's why I said it was a half-half, because they saw the opportunity, and my grandfather stepped in together with my father and uncle to kickstart this new area. But over time, we moved on to just focus solely on bottled water. Yeah.
So maybe before we get further into this, right, we'll just get you all to share a bit about growing up with. Yeah, why you're growing up? You're already like.
The recruitment phase starts then.
Oh, the recruitment phase. Yeah, just now you were saying that you guys don't need interview. You're already recruited already, right? Yeah. So maybe to give like people a bit of a better idea of how growing up was like for the three of you all, especially for people who have like family businesses. Yeah. So maybe Eugene, you want to go first?
Sure. From as long as I can remember, I think I was helping out in the business here and there. I think what happened was we saw a lot of the product at home. That's brand exposure at the start, right? Then got us thinking like, okay, family businesses, some family business, they're like, okay, we will let our kids choose what they want to do in the future. Not so much for my family. It's more sort of like, hey, you prep yourself to join the family business in the future since young. What this means is that usually we host networking events at our place through casual like Chinese New Year dinners or just some get-togethers at our place. And since young, when my dad goes for networking event, he'll pull me along, or when we do exhibition shows, I'll be there helping to sell our drinks, like do lay long, 1 for $1, come and get your water. Right, but I found it fun. It was a fun experience for me, and I guess that started building my interest to join a family business. And I think over time it was also for the parents to evaluate when's the right time, are we suitable to be a part of it, and what are our strengths and weaknesses, so that they could properly prepare us for the role. But that's what I feel, at least. Yeah.
Okay. I remember, I think maybe for the sake of this, I'll remember 3 distinct things. First is, as a kid, if I want something from my parents, my first question is usually, how's sales today? And then I know if how much more candy I can ask for, or how much more TV time I can ask for. If sales is good, usually I can get more TV time. If sales is not so good, then you got to be a bit smarter with the way you question, you know.
Yeah.
So, second is meals. Meals were always about work.
Yes.
You know, it's always about the customer, the sales, or the HR or the staff. So that was mealtime usually. And thirdly, I remember a lot of my tuitions, a lot of my homework was done in showrooms. Just because I think then the business was starting out, and my mom was dad's first employee. Buy one get so many free after that. I think dad being a rags to riches man, we didn't have enough resources, so I was in a showroom, and as we grew bigger, we had a ballroom, and so my mom and dad told us that me and my brother's job was to be in the ballroom and keep the kids as entertained as possible, so they won't go disturb the parents who are shopping. So that was my very first role in the business. So those are some memories I had growing up.
Wow, very young business mind. From the beginning, you already knew I need to check how's the status like today,
Yes,
and then I'll make my ask. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I think every kid is, but ours is how's sales today. I'm sure other parents is like you have to see their 心情, then you can ask.
Okay, then I think my childhood is a little bit more normal.
Compared to that.
I mean, because my parents, they didn't try to like inculcate us into the family business, but we just knew that they were always working. But I can relate to what Jamie said, like spending playtime at the office. So last time we don't go to East Coast Park and cycle, we go to the office to cycle around the roads there. And then while they do their stuff, then we cycle over there. Or like we have gatherings at the office, or then we go there and do homework. Yeah, the do homework part I remember. Like end of the year, they have like closing. We'll go to the office and do homework or like count down there together. Yeah, these are the things that I remember from childhood. Yeah.
Wow. Actually, does that mean that actually for all three of you all spend a lot of time being at your parents' offices since a very young age?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
My holiday trips also revolve around work. It's usually work trip, and then by the way, okay, family trip together, or we'll just have two itinerary running concurrently. If not, we don't have as much just a pure holiday. Yeah, so through that, when he goes for exhibition, then he come and help out at the store. Now, okay. But it was fun lah, you interact with people. They're curious why is a young kid here helping out at the booth. But then the conversation flows, and then from there you learn from them that actually they also have family businesses. How are they grooming their kids? How are they preparing? So you have a lot of interesting conversations too. Yeah.
So just now earlier on you were saying, right, your brand awareness started when you were at home and everything was, Perry Ocean and all that stuff. So at home only have Perry Ocean water, or were you allowed to drink other brands?
Can drink Coke.
Flavored drinks, yes, but I grew up only drinking our brand's water at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Plain water.
And did they say that, you must only drink this water?
No, it's just product placement. So when it's there,
You just take.
you just take. Right. So sometimes people ask, "Hey, your complexion looks quite okay." I say, "Yeah, it's because of the water we drink."
So have you tasted any other brands?
For sure.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, when you're
Okay.
thirsty,
okay.
anything goes, right? When you're
Anything
overseas, you
else?
can't get your own brand. You taste other people's brand, but if
Perry
you ask
Bear.
me, I'm still accustomed to our family's brand. Yeah. More technical side is the thing about mineral water in Asia. We drink soft water, so the mineral content is not so sharp. So if you drink some other European brands,
Yes.
it's very distinctive.
Yes.
That's something that I'm not accustomed to.
Anyway, back to the growing up and stuff like that, right? So, has it ever came a point of time where you would deliberately maybe not tell people about your family businesses or things like that? Or is it something that you people, my daddy owned Perry Ocean? Or is that something like I don't know, yeah. So maybe you can share with us, because people like us wouldn't understand. So we need people like you to share with us more about it. Yeah.
Actually, I got a funny story.
Okay.
So when I was young, I didn't know about SKP is my family business. I just know that my family do business.
Oh.
Yeah, then when I was in primary school, then suddenly the teachers, they will ask me to the staff room, and then they will say, of course there was an SKP outlet near my primary school, and then they will say, can you go back and ask your daddy, mommy, this one can discount or not? Then they will give me this stack of goods or list. Then I will be very confused. Then I'll bring back home. Then I'll ask my parents, 那个老师叫我问可以 discount 吗？ Then my parents 哪一个老师？ home.
Then you go back.
Then I go back and say, my parents say 不可以, you must go to the shop and ask lah. Yeah, so that was, I found it very bizarre. Yeah, then very funny. So as I was growing up, right, I never tell my friends. Actually, none of my friends knew until I was much older. Yeah, then there was this once, I still remember, it was like 17, 18. Like the guys had to go, NS, is it around that age? Then one of my friends, right, guy friends, he stays like near the SKP outlet lah. Then one day we got a gathering, then he was like ranting, right? Every time I book out already, then SKP closed already. Then I cannot buy my stuff. Walao, why open? You know, like they open later lah. Then I'm like, oh, okay lah, I go and feedback. Then he's like, you feedback for what? Your family 开 SKP man? Then I'm like, yeah. How do? No way.
Shocked.
He's shocked. He's like, seriously? I was like, yeah. Then he's like, oh no lah, actually I didn't mean it lah. I mean like, you know, that's like, no, I will go and feedback. Yeah. Then that was when that clique they found out lah. Yeah. After like so long, and he also knew me since primary school.
Oh.
Yeah.
So actually, at which point of time did you find out that your family owned SKP? Like, cause you said at the start you didn't know also.
Usually it's people start to ask, or like they like ask for discount.
Then
or
dots
like,
connect.
Yeah, then I'll go back and ask. Then how come all of them are asking me this
About
yeah.
SKP?
Then they'll say, oh, actually, you know, our family business is SKP.
So that was how you got to.
Yeah, so I'm a bit more clueless lah. I'm sure they are more like.
Yeah. So how about the two of you? Do you all have any?
For me, I like to keep it low profile. I mean, for our story, there were good and bad times. So, and in the bad times, there's nothing much to say. But when in the better days, I'll try not to tell people, you know, like where I live or sometimes my dad drives me to work in a slightly nicer car in good days. Then I ask him, do you opposite. Then I walk in, you know. I like to be part of the. Yeah. So a lot of time, I had a friend tell me before. Said, I thought you used to stay in a really poor part of neighborhood, because I stayed near Tanglin, but then I told them Tanglin Hall. Somehow they thought that I stayed in Tanglin Hall, which is fine, right? But it was only very much later that they was like, oh my gosh, because they had to come to my house for a project. Then they were taking a bus to Tanglin Hall, and then I just happily followed lah to Tanglin Hall lah. They say, 你家哪里啊? I say, actually not here lah. We go somewhere else. Yeah, but yeah, I wanted to keep a low profile. I think just for it, I had no reason why, but I felt like, you know, it would be nicer to just fit in with everybody. Yeah.
How about for you? Different. Too many product placement at home already. People come, they already know.
They found it strange lah when you come do group project. They're like, hey, oh, you have water dispenser. I was like, yeah. I mean, we were brought up in a way where we are reminded to practice humility, and we're really not that much different from everybody else, right? So when people ask, I say, yeah, we do this, you know. I try to be as honest as I can about it. But of course, as I got older, I realized that maybe it could come across and mistaken it as, you know, could be boastful about family business. But it's not intended that way, right? So over time, I just say, okay, maybe I'll hold back until they ask, or if it's a situation that they require some sponsorship for some sports event, and I say, hey, maybe you can help out lah. And then, what are you gonna buy? I said, no lah, we can help sponsor some lah. Then they find out through conversation that, hey, you're part of a family business. But I think more often than not, as next gens in the family business, we also want to be mindful that our words can be nitpicked on sometimes. People could mistake our intention, and with that, we have to be a bit more careful when we engage others, and to remind them that we're really no different from them. We put in the same amount of hard work. In fact, I think the demand on us is much higher as a family. I don't know whether you'll feel that way, but my parents would usually cite others than me lah. You know, see, how can you be saying such a thing? People might mistake now. Okay, so I learned it through that way, that maybe I should hold back a bit more in terms of sharing about family so much. Yeah.
Right. So has your family business maybe like actually affected you guys personally? Like you were saying, the pressure sometimes can be more, yeah, because of the different expectations that people have towards your family, or even for you as an individual.
For me, yeah, how it's impacted me is people then expect you to behave in a different way. They then expect you to be more generous with how you spend, and even taking them, hey, we are friends, right? Hey, your family quite okay, right? Buy the meal or this and that, you know. But in all honesty, my primary and secondary school up to poly, I was receiving $2 to $4 for my pocket money every day.
Oh, I thought month.
No lah. So after you pay off your transport and everything, you're really not left with a lot more, right? Because frugality is something that our family was trying to teach us, right? And not excessiveness.
I feel that second generation is a very misunderstood bunch of people, and also sometimes you get identity crisis. So people think we are either brats and entitled, or I think parents feel that we need to work harder. So for example, let's say if we started, I mean not even growing up, let's say today we take over a business. If we started this business on our own and let's say we fail, so it's just another failed venture,
Yep.
right? And let's say today if we started the business, my parents started the business, passed to us and touch wood, it didn't. I got a lot, I don't have here, but I got a lot in my office. And then it failed. Then it adds more to that. You know, it goes like, wow, you 败家子, you know, your whole family's legacy finished in your hands. And then still you succeeded. Of course you succeed lah. You have such a good platform. And you know, if you, how can you fail, you know? Only the most useless person would fail given this platform. So then they will expect, so that's where parents think. And then, you know, from other people, they say you're an entitled person, you know. And to be honest, it's not all wrong. I mean, I feel I'm blessed with certain things, but in the words of Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility.
Wow!
I just watched it with my kids yesterday.
So, movie.
I think so. So yeah, I think you will never be fully understood. That's why sometimes only all of us can nod and say, you know, the pressure is so real. Yeah.
Yeah, when you were saying, he's like, I could see you resonating to quite a few of things.
Yeah.
As she said, yeah.
So for me, right, because I actually worked outside before I joined my family business. And then like some of my ex-colleagues, when I was still working there, they found out about, actually I have a family business. Then they are like, huh? Then why are you like working here like for like this sort of wages, right? And then like you like you know? So it actually took some time for them to realize that, oh, actually I'm serious about the work. Yeah, because they just assume that just because you come from a certain background, you're just here to play around, like you drive a certain car, why are you even like working like 9 to 5 or like at this, you know, at this place? Yeah, so I feel that you have to go the extra mile and tell people that like you're a hard worker, you know. You have to prove yourself further, to say that, hey, I'm not like some entitled spoiled brat that just want to play around before going back to my safety net. Yeah, so that was the experience. Yeah, but after they come to realize that, actually, like I remember this guy, he would make this comment and say, actually you can work eh. Then I'm like, oh my god, I don't feel like insulted or it's like a compliment. I just said, okay, thanks. Yeah, which is something most people won't get unless they, right? Yeah.
So for you, because you worked somewhere else and then after that you joined the company, right? So when you joined, I'm just curious, this personal, because I watch like drama and all, right? Then I always see the chaebols, you know, the second gen wealthy, like, you know, then they come, right? Then they say like, hey, you parachute one, like, yeah. So I'm just curious for the three of y'all, when y'all start, right? Like, where do y'all start from? Like, were y'all at the store or were y'all like at the management team learning the ropes?
Oh, because I had previous work experience.
Yeah.
So luckily I had previous work experience. So shout out to fellow second gen, go and work outside first.
I agree.
Right? It
Really?
gives you, okay, not say power, because that sounds very...
A bit more credit.
Yeah, but it gives you a bit more credibility that, you're able to survive outside on your own.
Yes.
And then maybe you have like good references or good projects that you have already done. And then your parents or the management, they cannot dispute that. Because those are like from a professional company like you're not related to any of them. So they tend to believe that and they feel that, okay, you can do.
Yep.
So when I joined a company, I'm given like more autonomy, and I'm given like the choice to do like business development, marketing, because I have been doing all these projects in my previous jobs. Yeah, so that's for me. Yeah.
A bit more different.
I had previous work experience as well, but I was overseas, so I could hold my own. But when I came back, I started from the bottom. My dad told me, if you cannot become the top sales, don't get back into my office. So I stayed in the showroom on Tuesdays to Sundays, and then Monday I had to report back to HQ. And so I was very
You're
determined
working
to
7 days a week.
Yes.
Wow.
That's why when I started, I wanted to stop already. I said, at this rate, I can't make any new friends, much less think of even dating or anything, right? So, but I had to start from the bottom. My brothers had to start from a warehouse person because he was a guy. But that was how we started. And I was the lowest paid ever. And then I said, why am I the lowest paid? I have work experience, you know. And and they would just say, you got to lead by example. You got to prove your worth. So I felt like we don't have to prove to everybody else. We have to prove to people in the company. We have to prove to the older folks that we are worth listening to, and lots of proving to everybody, including peers, friends, or on different levels. So it was a very difficult time. I remember it's so much easier to be incognito overseas than to come here and be, when you introduce, it's like, hey, this is Rin, her family SKP.
Bearing the name,
yeah, it's more like, if I go, hi, this is Michelle, and I enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
It is what I like to do, and I'm a journalist, or but this is Rin from SKP. This is Eugene from Ocean. This is Jamie from Scanty. So I'm like, I'm Jamie, but you can put the Scanty, the third or fourth introduction. I'm somebody else too. So, so I think that part was the part that I was trying to shed, but then I've learned to embrace. I'll just say I'm Jamie, I'm a block of wood.
Okay, but that's actually quite a good branding.
Yeah, because I'm very tired of Scanty. Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
I'm slightly different. I didn't have outside working experience. What happened for me was upon graduation, in fact, so I studied overseas. On the day of my graduation, my dad was like, okay, pack up. Let's go for our first exhibition. Let's go for our exhibition trip.
Wow.
So I was like, hey, there's no time for a bit of
Thinking something else.
try out somewhere else. Even for him, when I was younger, in the other part of business, the way they travel for trips, when they're first starting out, two brothers would share a room and there's only a bed. One will sleep on the floor, one will sleep on the bed, and they'll carry all the items for exhibition show. So I just thought that, okay this is just part and parcel of life But some of the thoughts I had was also that growing up, we see our parents work hard, right? We do spend a lot of time with them, but they are also away a lot of time. So something that a push factor for me to join the family business is also, I felt that as a father-son relationship, I want to pull us closer. And through work together, we could build a bond. Because all conversations revolve around work, and we just got so accustomed to it that I felt that so maybe through work I could bond closer with him, and that was one other push factor for me.
Wow, but it's quite interesting to hear from the three of you, because I realized you all have quite different background and easy into the company's role that you all are holding now. So it's an insight. I feel like not everyone will get to hear this side of your story. As like what you said, I think most times people are making assumptions about how you got into the company, or even how you guys are filling up the role and stuff like that. But hearing some of the difficulties and also interesting insights about the different roles that you all have and experience, I feel like it's helpful to know you guys more a bit as your own individuals, like what you said, beyond the title and the company's name. It's like, for you as you are.
I wanted to bring designer furniture. I wanted to bring my stuff online. I wanted to change the whole look of the furniture because I thought the designs were not so nice. I wanted to change the color of the showroom. I want to change the signboard. I want to change the branding. I cannot stand the tagline. I had so many things I wanted to do, and then obviously I got shut down for most of them. But I was very fortunate in some ways because my dad was trying to establish a Taiwan business then, and so my mom was helping. So they left me very much alone in Singapore. So when the cat is away, the mouse is at play.